This year we're celebrating our 125th anniversary, and it's interesting that we're here talking about endowment. John and Josephine Bowes, the founders of the Bowes Museum, left an endowment, but it was never enough. And the Bowes Museum has spent most of its life financially struggling.
The Painted Hall and Chapel are within the Old Royal Naval College, so this is part of a World Heritage Site. We are an independent charity, so we are always looking at lots of different ways in which we can maintain our income streams and really vary our income streams as much as possible. So at the Old Royal Naval College we have a £2 million budget, if you like, for conservation and maintenance that we know is going to happen every year. So looking for something like an endowment is really important to us because we know when we get that endowment in, we'll be able to have a sustainable level of income from that.
We're in a remote part of the UK. We rely on paying visitors to the museum, and we rely on income through the cafe and the shop. Because of the cuts in funding, even though our visitor numbers have increased and even though our funding from visitors has increased, it wasn't in line with the cuts. So Catalyst was crucial for us in terms of going forward as a viable financial institution. Over the last few years, we realised that we had to look at other avenues of funding. So for example, we have paintings from the collection going to the States next year earning a fee. We are negotiating a show going to Mexico to earn a fee. We're doing various things. Catalyst was part of that thinking, part of that logic is how do we expand our funding opportunities and our funding streams.
The endowment fund was really critical for us because it helped us think about how we could do fundraising in new ways. So it really did change culturally how we look at fundraising here. We got more than half of the donations came from donation box income. So that was over £500,000 and we're really proud of that. And donation boxes is something it's gone up for us enormously. I mean, it was over 3 times the amount of income that we were getting from our donation boxes when we finished the Catalyst to when we started. So it made an enormous difference.
£600,000 was raised in the last 6 months. And the tipping point for us was when a individual donor, very well known to us over many, many years, said, look, what I'm prepared to do is whatever you get in, I will double it. And then the friends of the Bowes Museum said, okay, whatever you get in, we'll double it. And then obviously with the Heritage Lottery, doubling that, what that effectively meant was that we had a really compelling marketing campaign, because we were able to say, if you give us £1, it'll become £10 immediately. If you give us £10, it'll be £100 immediately. If you give us £100, it'll be £1,000 immediately. And that was very, very attractive.
I think one of the things culturally for us that was really important is it got the whole team across the Old Royal Naval College to really think about what fundraising meant to them as an individual working or volunteering with us. So the Painted Hall and Chapel are they're both within buildings that are over 300 years old. So knowing that we'll have that income, both for now and for future generations, we're looking after the future managers and leadership teams who are working here and making sure they've got a really sustainable source of income. So endowments are really, really important.
Catalyst now brings us in an annual income of £70,000 that we didn't have before. In a sense, what's happened is we've now got this £2 million endowment, and going forward over the next 50 years, my trustees will say to me, in the next 50 years it needs to be 20 million. So you've helped us begin something that now, beyond our own careers in whatever we're doing, there is something here to build on.